Hey yo, it's your boy Trippy Vibe, baby. We back in the thing with another video. Just woke up, got my morning voice on. But you know the grind doesn't stop, and I got to bring these videos out for y'all. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Today, my fellow vibers, we're going to be reacting to 10 weird things caught on security cameras by Top 10s.
Riley here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 weird things caught on security cameras. Many homes and businesses use security cameras to know what's going on at all times, but sometimes the unexpected is caught on camera and security guards have their minds blown. Here are some of the funniest, scariest and strangest occurrences ever caught on security cameras. Enjoy. But first, subscribe and why not press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10 is Ghost Train. So this very scary footage was recorded in China in 2010. It was recorded at 10:37 at night. At 10:37 PM a train was recorded pulling up to the station. The only thing was, there was no 10:37 train schedule. The security guards watching were baffled, and so was everyone else when this footage was released. The train appears to be transparent and you can't see what's inside. This has led many to say this is a ghost train.
Before I even move any further, do any of y'all believe in ghosts?
Around 40 years earlier, a train derailed from this station, taking many lives.
You see, every time I hear somebody died somewhere, and I happen to appear at the same place, I began to get my suspicions.
Some say it could be this train as a ghost, but what do you think? Is this camera trickery?
And I'ma be real, I have my beliefs in ghosts and aliens and other suspicions, yet supernatural occurrences.
Were security guards trying to fool us? Or is this actually the real ghost of a train?
Okay, just let this set in. Do you really think security would go out their way to make a hologram? Like, it would almost be like they would want to scare people like us. Oh, what do y'all think, Vibers? Could this be a coincidence? Or do you think security went out their way to successfully make a hologram? Phew, I don't know. It's looking kind of spooky. I don't know.
Next up is Pizza Boy. The last thing you want in your Domino's pizza is somebody's house.
Who you telling, fam?
But it turns out that might be what you get. That's right, one day a guy in British Columbia ordered a pizza to his apartment. He called Domino's Pizza and they said they'd bring it right over. So the driver brings the pizza over, but when he gets into the elevator of the guy's apartment, he gets a bit hungry. He then sets the pizza down on the floor and starts eating the toppings. Now, he probably thought he was going to get away with this as nobody else was in the—
And you dummy, that's what they got cameras for. This is like stealing candy from a baby right in front of their parent. It would seem that somebody's logic doesn't kick in. It would seem like my guy has the intellect of a rock.
One security guard happened to see this on the surveillance cameras and pressed record. He then leaked it and Domino's Pizza eventually fired the guy.
Oh, goody good. At the same time, I would do that, but I'd be a little more smart with it. Eat the pizza around where there's no cameras if you're gonna try to get away with murder.
And I totally agree with their decision. Not only is it scamming the guy who bought the toppings, but also you don't want somebody's dirty hands touching up your pizza.
Bravo. Nobody knows where your goddamn hands have been. And yet, another victim of selfishness.
I just hope this guy didn't get a tip. And the nasty thing is, this likely isn't the only pizza he's done this.
So my boy is a pizza cereal eater. Yo dog, this isn't it, chief.
Who knows, if you live in British Columbia, this guy might have even taken a bite out of your pizza.
Come on, you didn't think this guy was gonna get caught? Look at him, he's making it obvious. Serial pizza man gets away with pizza murder.
Next up is dog versus bears. In a battle between a small French bulldog and two bears, who do you think would win?
Who y'all got money on? Psst. My bets is on the bear. I know that bear's gonna rip him to shreds. Look how small that dog is. That dog's a goner.
Well, one day in Monrovia, California, two bears tried to get into a house. Now, this could have been very dangerous for the owners, but luckily their French bulldog was outside. Now, you may assume this tiny French bulldog would run away from the two 20-pound bears, but instead the dog named Jules sticks up for its owners and defends the property. It runs after the two bears and the two bears get out of there quickly. It's surprising the bears didn't try and get aggressive to the dog. You can tell that Jules the dog didn't realize the danger it was really in, but perhaps this helped it scare the bears away. The bears eventually jumped over the fence and
Punk ass bears. Y'all not see how small y'all opponent is? They probably walked up in that bit like, yo, I'm just gonna go home. Yeah, we'll come back next year.
after the owners came out and heard the barking, they went and checked the CCTV cameras. They expected the dog had scared off a burglar, but were stunned when they saw the dog had scared off two bears. Forget pit bulls and French dames, just get a French bulldog to guard your home.
Yeah, not all French bulldogs are the same. He just happened to be lucky, and I'll give him credit where it's due. The bears look kind of small. They wasn't adult bears. If they was adult bears, they probably would have obliterated that little small dog.
Next up is reflection. So this video was taken in a dance studio. Now you may be thinking it's not exactly the most creepy place in the world. Well, that's where you would be wrong, because in dance studios there's
My point exactly. There's bound for a supernatural activity to occur.
everywhere. And if we've learned anything from other videos on this channel, mirrors can be creepy. The video starts off normally with a woman dancing in the mirror. She's checking out her moves, but then decides to sit down when she gets tired. But then something strange happens in the mirror behind her. Despite her remaining still, her reflection turns around and then stands up. The woman then walks off, but her reflection stays in place, staring right at her.
Okay, Bloody Mary.
Some have said this mirror must be haunted because of this. But what do you think? Some people have said it's not a mirror, but if you look closely, everything else is reflected, so it clearly is. And also, the reflection is totally normal until the girl sits down. She couldn't properly see it as it was dark, but the snake is very venomous. It's crazy how she nonchalantly picked up a very dangerous thing. However, when she realizes, she throws it and freaks out. Luckily, this woman was fine and was not bitten by the snake. But had she not realized this wasn't her dog's toy sooner, it could be a different story. I'm glad this lady's okay, but it always goes to show you should check before you pick something up.
Hell to the yeah, you should.
You never know, you could be picking up a scary snake.
Carla Rosso found out they do in a frightening but funny encounter caught on camera.
I grabbed it, and then as I was going up, I realized that it was...
Next up is Poltergeist. So we've already seen some creepy haunted ghost videos on this list. Well, this one is very scary as it's in someone's home. Home is supposed to be a safe and nice place, but imagine yours being haunted. Well, that's exactly what happened to one guy. You see, when he went to work, he would always come back and his house was trashed. At first he thought people were breaking in, but he soon realized that wasn't the case. So he set up a camera to catch what was going on in the act. And when he got back from work and saw the footage, he was shocked. As you can see, his cupboard opens by itself. Then glasses begin to fly out.
What do y'all think, fibers? Coincidence?
Recovered. A short while later, you can see what appears to be a fork sliding across the kitchen counter. How do you think this was done? I really can't come up with an explanation. You can see there's clearly no string pulling this stuff, so what was going on here? A lot of people are skeptic and say they simply don't believe in ghosts. But I seriously don't know any other explanation for this.
Oh, hell nah. That's gotta be a ghost.
Next up is dancing cops. So we've seen a lot of scary and mysterious videos on this list, but this one is actually pretty funny. One week in the El Paso County Sheriff's Office in Colorado Springs, Colorado, there was elevator malfunctions. So to see what was going on and to diagnose the problem, a camera was placed inside elevator number 2. But instead they caught something much more funny. A sheriff walks into the elevator and thought he was alone, but instead he started dancing to the elevator music. Another cop then walks in and she seems confused, but then she starts dancing too. A third cop then enters and everyone stops, but when he leaves and another one gets in, they'll start dancing. With all the bad videos of police recently, it's nice to see this. It's an incredibly fun video to watch, and sadly I can't play the music, but I will show you a few clips of these guys dancing. It's still very hilarious and is bound to put you in a good mood today. With all the scary videos on this list, I think you need one. Plus I wanted to end this video on a high note. So without further ado, check out these dancing cops.
Sometimes you just feel the groove and you move. I wonder what kind of music you're listening to, sir. My boy really getting it over there. He's like, you ain't feeling the groove like I'm feeling the groove, you dig? It's lit. Rolling, 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 got me stargazing. They on that Travis Scott shit. Alright, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Leave a comment, subscribe, and hit that post notification so you can be alerted to more content like this. Trust vibes, and he doesn't lie. I'll see y'all in the next reaction video. I'm gone.